Hey guys, Reef Spy here, and I am going to do a 2-month update on the Jebao-Jecod CP-25 Crossflow Wave Maker. I installed this into my aquarium. This is a 180-gallon aquarium a little over 2 months ago. So I will put a link in the description to the initial impressions video that I did, and I go over pretty much all of the functionality included on this pump, my first impressions, any issues I had while setting it up, and you can find all that in that video. For this one, I just want to give an update of how it's working and give you my thoughts on this device. So if you could see here, it's this pump here. I have it installed in the center portion of my 180-gallon reef. This is a 6-foot tank by 2 feet deep by 2 feet wide. The Jebao-Jecod Crossflow pump comes in 2 versions. This is the CP-25, which is the smaller version. They also have a CP-40. I purchased this on Amazon for about $105 shipped is what I paid for it. So let's give you my impressions. Does it work? Yes, it does. This thing pushes a good deal of water. It does give that laminar type flow that it's meant to do. These are styled after the max spec gyre pumps, line of pumps, which have a similar form factor. But there are some significant differences, and I think I've covered them in my other video, so I won't do that again here. But they have the similar form factor and produce a similar type of water motion. So yeah, it's a I have not had a problem with this in the 2 months that it's been running. Since my initial setup, a few difficulties I had with that. But aside from that, it's been running every day for over 2 months and hasn't had a single hiccup. I'm going to go ahead and get a closer view here so you can get a better idea of how it's performing. Okay, so here is a closer look at the pump, at what it looks like after 2 months in use. You can see it's attracted lots of coralline algae and some other algae on the grates. So it's probably time for a cleaning on this. And despite the buildup of the algae on there, it's still performing really well. I currently have it on a approximately 5-second on, 5-second off pulse, and I think it's only set to about 50% of the maximum speed. This is just helping produce the water flow that I want it in this particular area, and it seems to be working out fine. Don't know if you could see it in the picture here, but the cord, if I get my finger in there, comes down and it's going in to the bottom there. So you had the option to have the pump, if I get my hand in the right spot, this way, or it could have been flipped over the other way and the cord coming in through the top. The reason I mounted it this way was the way that the impellers spin on forward motion. The impellers, they're kind of cupped and they are rotating towards us. So it's pulling water in from the bottom and throwing it out the top and creating that nice surface agitation for me. If I would have had this flipped the other way, the water would have been getting pulled in from the top and thrown out of the bottom. And what was happening was, since this is a pretty powerful pump, it was pulling air in from the surface of the water just because I have, it mounted pretty close to the surface. And I was getting a ton of bubbles in here, so I just flipped it over. Problem solved. What else can I say? For the price, I think it does the job. It certainly is moving the water, and that's what I wanted it to do. It may not be as I know that the Max Spec came out with some new models, which have a lot more programmability. So it may not have all of those features, but just as a basic water mover, it does the job. So for the price and for the performance, I say it's a pretty good bet. If you're looking for something lower priced than the gyre, this certainly fits the bill. Now, I will say the gyre, is probably your better bet. If you have the money, I would, by all means, go get that. But, for what it does, this works. So if you have any questions on this, let me know, and I'll try to answer them. Like I said, I've had this going for about 2 months. Haven't had any issues with it, and, hopefully it'll last through the long term. All right, guys, I guess I'll just cut it off here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.